I don't know why my stuff did that. I don't know if I touched something on accident and it cut off. I don't know. I apologize, guys, but I'm just gonna wrap it up real quick. You have to learn. You have to learn to do things. And you have to learn the value. I don't even know what the right word, because I'm not gonna say like trash. You got to learn the value of something somebody doesn't look so fondly upon anymore. Okay, let me put it that way. Like, for example, somebody's got 4 or 5 TVs in their house, but one of them gets annoying. They're annoyed by it. They get a new one, and they keep that other one in the closet or in another room, and eventually they want to throw it away, or they do go to throw it away. And they're like, "Oh, hey, do you need this? But or do you want this? But this and this don't work with it, or this and this is an issue with the audio or that." That's what I meant earlier when I said about you got to learn how to do things with certain stuff. You have to learn talents and abilities, because you're not gonna have the money. You're not gonna have other ways to do it. So you gotta learn. And that's some harsh reality that people don't like, man. And I know the stigmatisms and everything that comes with it. I don't care. I don't care, man. Because I could write a book on the expressions on people's faces when they put out, this 5.1 Dolby surround sound home theater, and the only issue with it was there was pieces of I don't know what you want to say, broken off or snapped off wire stuck in the connector part in the back of the receiver, and you just had to get the pieces of broken off wire out so you could get contact again, so the where the speaker wire and the contact could connect. Like little things like that, man. The way our society and people are so quick to do whatever because of their emotions or instant gratification, or their lack of intelligence on how something works or how to fix something. They just throw it away or throw it in a closet. That's what I'm saying to you. Like, these are things you have to learn and you have to become comfortable with, because, I mean, unless you want to have nothing, unless you truly want to have nothing the rest of your life, unless you really want to have no furniture, no monitor, nothing to watch movies or sports on, you don't want to have no speakers for music, I mean, I don't care. Like, somebody put out a $100-some coffee thing, brand in the box, everything, because something didn't light up or something didn't whatever. It took me 45 seconds to unbox it, untape it, and make sure it didn't have no whatever kind of residual remnants of some kind of bug stuff. But when I realized what was going on and that thing was legitimately brand new, it took me 45 seconds to figure out what the problem was. And I got a $100-some coffee maker. I don't have $100-some for anything, let alone a coffee maker. Sheesh. But it's like things like that people just, you get looked down on. You basically are labeled like a homeless person or a drug addict. And that's something that I don't like either. I don't like being grouped in and labeled to that stuff. I know I'm poor, but I also don't have dirt on my face. I don't have blood and scabs on my arms and my legs. I don't have picking marks from crystal meth abuse. Yeah, fellas, I've lost a tooth here and there, a couple. I've had to. One I lost in a physical altercation, and one of it just because, like I told you, man, like it's hard. It's hard with the health, man. Your teeth is the one thing that is hit and miss. Your teeth. It just depends on your genetics, because I take care of myself. I don't care that I'm poor. I know how to take care of myself. It's just mentally you have to make yourself do it. You got to not be depressed or be, whoa, poor as me. But I've had to have a tooth yanked here and there. Like, I had to. The one was knocked out physically and they couldn't save it. The other one just, it got abscessed. And the insurance I have don't cover the way to save the tooth. So it's basically you got to come to terms with the 2 weeks of antibiotics and whatever else. And when your antibiotics are all whatever, they yank it out. Nothing you can do about it because you ain't got the money to keep it. But what I'm saying, like, is these are things you got to, and I know why, I can tell you why guys won't do it, because they don't want to be labeled as the homeless or the drug addict. Guys, I got to hear this crap to this very moment today. Sunday, September 25th. I still got to hear this crap. You don't think I want to turn around and give out some equal lesson rights? But it is what it is. I mean, I know I have to accept the role that society and everything in between is going to bestow upon me. And I don't care, guys. I'm going to toot my horn. I know what my health is. And I know my age. And I also, we all know some of you guys put yourselves out there and show your appearance and your faces and all this stuff. Hey, man, I don't care. For me not having nothing since 2007, no access to good, any kind of health care, no access to good, expensive hygiene that give you these fake facade appearances and looks. Hey, God blessed me with good genetics, and my mom and dad did whatever when they created me, because I know what I've been blessed with, and you kick rocks with that stuff. I don't care, because I don't look like a drug addict, a junkie. I don't dress like one, and all of you have better resources and more finances than I do, and some of you guys don't take care of yourselves. And that's bad, because there's no way in heck in God's green earth that I should be coming out looking better or more kept together or in better health, because that's something I wish that I could help people with, is navigating people that are in this predicament, how to do the stuff with the health and the hygiene, because it can be done. You can do it, man. You just have to want to do it. You have to want to do it. And that's why I get real mad when people open their big mouths, because I'm like, wait a minute. You got all this money, all this food, all these doctors and insurance. You got all these health issues. I've been homeless. I've been with nothing. No toothpaste, no soap, no nothing. I don't have these things. Also, too, I also know what discipline and self-control is. I'm not a glutton. I never really have been. If I have any issues with gluttony, I might drink too much coffee. And I might smoke Mary Jane sometimes too much. Like, I know how to smoke Mary Jane, and I also know my body. And I know when I've done too much, because of how it makes me feel or act. Other than that, I know my health, and I know what certain things in my family's bloodline and other things, and I just don't want those things, so I know how to take care of myself. I don't sit around and stuff my face, guys. I don't do that. Even when I was around all the accesses to the food, the free foods and everything, I don't do it. You have to know what to eat too. You do have to know what to eat. You have to know what to walk away from. And you have to know what to drink, guys. That's the important thing about this, man, is what you drink is a big deal in your health. The best thing I tell you is don't touch no soda. Don't touch no sodas. That's the one thing that's going to destroy your health in 1,000 different aspects. Starting first and foremost with your teeth, but it's going to ruin everything else over time. And especially if you do other things, man, it's going to get you. It'll get you bad. It'll get you with your liver, your kidneys, probably diabetes. It's going to start to get you with your feet and your legs. You're gonna get it's bad. Soda is horrible, gentlemen. I encourage you to do some research on soda, and then research how it's all the guys. All that when it gets in your mouth, it causes a chemical reaction to be produced in your body and your brain and everything. And it's like tobacco. You have to wean yourself off of that. Your taste buds, your tongue, the chemistry, all the biological reactions. You have to you got to correct course on that. And when you correct course and clean your palate, then your diet will change. You'll start being cool about stuffing your face with the sweets after eating. And you'll be a lot more whatever when you eat, because you'll taste things differently and you start to appreciate water. But I don't know. I'm not no doctor, no expert. I'm just telling you because I'm living proof. How in the heck would I be in the condition I'm in if I was to show myself to you guys right now, even with what I'm wearing? And the proof is in the pudding. You can't make that up. no, I don't have no crazy whatever. And I can also tell you too, something that I just learned from my dentist. That all the whitening stuff is a scam, and it's dangerous. It is not healthy, and I can tell you why it's a scam and where it comes from, guys. Please listen to this and pay attention. If you guys seriously are still married, or you are messing with women and you're gonna have kids, I'm telling you, because this was just told to me by 2 women dentists and a oral something, whatever, that when a woman is pregnant, you have to be specific about the types of antibiotic, I think it was antibiotic that they take. There's a certain antibiotic that the pregnant woman will take that it messes up the oral hygiene of the fetus. So when they become an adult, like the late 20s, early 30s, and 40s, this is where the whitening stuff comes from. It's a scam. The antibiotic causes a reaction with the fetus to the enamel and everything to where you start to get, it's a permanent stain that this antibiotic causes in the fetus of the enamel. So that's why people's teeth are the way they are. They just come out in the late 90s or the 2000s with the baking soda crap and everything else to profit off of this because of the baby boom. You got to remember the baby boom. Everybody was getting pregnant. Everybody was having kids, yada, yada, yada. But when people are pregnant, you get sick. So I learned this. I'm telling you right now, it's a scam, and it's also very bad for your health. Swishing that stuff around, and it gets in your gums and your cheeks, and it slowly seeps in the back of your throat and into your body. I mean, all of this was broke down to me and explained to me. They also told me that's why when people go to get dentures and implants, that they laugh at you when you want certain shades of white, because they're just now starting to tell people that it's all a scam, and then where the stuff of the teeth actually came from. Because X amount of decades ago, the human species didn't have the issue with the stains of the teeth in the adults, because there wasn't the what kind of antibiotics and the different forms of antibiotics. It was only when the baby boom and everything was going on and all these other things were happening, lo and behold, different antibiotics come out, and that's where this comes from. Because, I was kind of curious. I wanted to like, wait a minute, why am I paying for this and the insurance is paying for this other stuff and this, and I don't do these things. I'm like, I consent to drug tests, I consent to whatever, I don't do this. I'm like, so what's going on? And these 2 women were like, you're one of the first people to ask questions or to, express disdain for whitening. And so they were pretty cool to break it down and explain it to me, man. But that's a little tangent, a little off track. But it's pretty crucial, man. It's pretty crucial, so don't get caught up into that scam of buying shit for your teeth. Oops, sorry for cussing. It's a scam. And I'm telling you, this was told to me by women who, they obviously make 6 figures. They've got whatever social media. They all probably want every kind of validation and whatever from men. And they were flat out saying whatever. So I got to take it for what it's worth. But guys, some of these paintings I'm trying to paint here, people don't like, and they don't know how to deal with it, because it's all a fear of missing out, guys. It's a fear of missing out. It's a fear of missing out. And then it's you can't ever get nowhere at your job. You can never get nowhere with money. You can't get anywhere with anything, really, except yourself. That's the only where you can get anything is yourself. It is becoming comfortable with yourself, becoming comfortable with living alone. See, that's what I don't get about guys today either. When did men change and not be able to sleep by themselves? When did dudes change and not be able to live by themselves longer than a day or 2, man? That's the one thing that I don't understand. Because look, all the things I've told you in the previous videos about the cow chopping and everything, one thing I never did tell you, I never liked it. I don't like it. And it's not, are you kidding me? And the people that I had to do this with, or that did it for me, those people couldn't be by themselves. So that's half the reason that they would let me do it. And I don't understand it. I'm like, man, you're a guy. Why do you have to have somebody in your freaking place to go to sleep or to eat dinner? Like, what kind of weird stuff is that? Never understood that, fellas. Never made sense to me at all. But you know, but those are things like, what if you can seriously become comfortable with yourself and your intuition, and then start to teach yourself things and start to adapt your life, start to become comfortable with how society and things are going to look at you. I don't know. I guess I mean, I don't know. I've had social workers tell me that they can't explain why I've whatever, because they just break down what the numbers show me. They break down what the statistics do. They break down everything, and I don't fit into any category, basically, more or less. And that is also why some people won't mess with me or help me, because I don't fit any category or criteria. And I know more about the system than they do. I've been refused help from agencies or social workers or caseworkers because I can do their stuff better than they can. And I don't care. That's not bragging. That's just the truth, man. Some of these females who are all about all whatever, they don't know their you know what from a hole in the ground, let alone how to do their jobs. Apologize, gentlemen. Yeah, I don't even know what to say besides the more I think about this and the more I'm talking, look, every other crappy thing in this stupid planet has an organization or a whatever, something that people get something from, or a way to navigate, or a guidance, or whatever. The child support and divorce and the men's rights is the one thing where there's nothing. Like, that's the one thing I can tell you in all my experiences and everything I've had to endure. Everybody has a freaking bailout card, a get out of jail free card, or a stupid cry closet, or a coping mechanism, but us. Everybody gets whatever but us. And that's what I don't get, man. That's the one thing that is like, it does, I mean, you got to teach yourself. It does make me stronger, because you see things for what they really truly are. And that's the insanity about it is there's nothing. And that probably plays into why dudes disappear too, because you have nothing. You know, it's only in the last so many years, guys, that we're even been allowed to get certain help or benefits. And I don't care. How do I know this? Go back to 2007. That's how I know this. I can tell you that I've been going through whatever for however long, and I know what's changed and what's gotten to whatever. And the system knows this. And here's the bad part for the guys that are just now getting their feet wet in this whole situation and this nightmare and this entrapment. Everything was different, and certain things were whatever, that I could navigate it, and I could do things and get help, and I could whatever. The system is aware of what's going on, and the system is now getting more and more guys in it, okay? Especially in the last whatever years, because of what happened. We all know what happened. I can't say it on here because I'll get in big trouble for mentioning pneumonia. God forbid I mention pneumonia, but we all know what happened with pneumonia, and the staying home and the wearing diapers and all that other nonsense. The system is fully aware of what's going on, and here's the thing, I'm afraid that the system is going to be gone real soon. So the means of survival and the means of whatever are going to completely be changed overnight, guys. And I'm fully aware of this. I am fully aware of this. I see what they're doing. Now, what I really am trying to debate here is, are they doing this because they see how many men are now whatever? Or, which is probably a pipe dream and I'm just having a positive outlook, has enough of the percentage of the people involved had it with the infestation and the plague of breeding bastards for free food and living. I'm calling it for what it is. I'm a victim of it. I'm 100% a victim of it. I know why the two women did what they did to me. I know the one of them spit in my face. Spit in my face and was holding that Planned Parenthood paper like it was that golden wrapper ticket from Willy Wonka. You know who I'm talking about, woman. If you're listening to this, I'll never forgive you for that. I'll never forget it. Never. I'm on my hands and knees begging you, and you spit in my face. And the other one was just blatant about it. That woman was just blatant. She had some guy, his name was Shorty. I don't know his real name, but I just know his street name was Shorty. And that woman, I mean, they had guns pulled on me. They was going to kill me. They was told to my face that was all done for a welfare, to game the system. Because her one kids were going to be whatever, and she wasn't going to have food and housing no more. You think that matters in court? That stuff don't matter in court, man. They don't care. So I'm just really wondering if because, I don't know, guys, since 2018, I can tell you that from having to live this and deal with this, certain places don't have a positive opinion or look of the mothers and the single mother stuff. I'm just telling you what I've seen and heard. Some of it's been fake, and they're saying that to keep me happy or to keep me shut up or to keep me or get me out of their agency or their office. I know this. I'm fully aware of that. But some of it, especially with some of the older females that do this stuff, their demeanor and the way they kind of look or how they go through the cases with these single mothers, it's not what it used to be several years ago, guys. I don't know what's coming. But in my experience, I don't know anybody that's even closely remote to equipped to navigate it or whatever, besides myself. Another reason I can't socialize or whatever with anybody, because people are so afraid and they're worried about losing their stupid Netflix or their stupid social media, or they're so worried about losing their stupid whatever and their dumb stupid houses that they got 5 bedrooms and they only use 1. You see what I mean? Like, I'm supposed to feel bad for people like that about what's going to be coming and going on and happening, when you people have done nothing but go out of your way to make sure that whatever bad can happen to me happens with some special ingredients sprinkled on top of it. Get out of here. I'm not... This is where, though, being a human, I do care in a way, because I don't want no kids to be innocent victims. But all of this is changing, guys. All of this is changing. It's not good. I don't know how it's going to go. But I know that what I saw when I got out of prison for child support, what I saw and what I had to endure, hey, man, a lot of it's changing. And then you got to throw on the end of 2019 and then throw up 2020. That made everything even more. So believe me, fellas, I'm well versed in this. I'm well hip. And to you guys who don't live in whatever states or don't live in big, well-known cities, you guys aren't aware of these things, and at this point in time, it's not affecting or relevant to you, but it's going to be real soon. It is going to be real soon, and I'm going to explain it to you in a really, really basic, simple way. My example to you is the housing situation. Okay, all of our cities in the country I live in, all of the major cities and metropolises are on a mission to eradicate the men. It's what it is. That's why the housing is the way it is, because they know... I'm pretty sure the police departments, the sheriff's departments, and these housing people, these case managers, housing specialists, and everybody are becoming more and more aware on an hourly, daily basis of who the issue really is, and it's the single mothers. So they're seeing the people that have got apartments or in the housing programs and that are successful and that are not getting in trouble, violating leases, and having, whatever go on the property, are the men by themselves. So these agencies that are ran and gatekept by potato-shaped beached beluga land whales, racist females, butthurt women who don't get the 6666666, they are calling shots in a lot of these cities and housing places. And that's what is going on. The money's being quadrupled. They're pulling the cards where the law allows them to do you've got X amount of days to get out when you've done nothing wrong. I can see what this is, man. I can see what this is. Because there's so many of these stupid, you-know-what, in charge or behind these desks that work for these agencies that have this disgusting vendetta against men. Because the men know they're garbage and the men don't mess with them, don't marry them, and don't give them kids. So what they do in return, they get put in these positions of power and these jobs they have no business being in because all they're doing is gatekeeping and only giving back to the nasty single mothers, them disgusting druggies, and then everything else. Why? Because of I don't want to get to whatever, but you know where I'm going with this, because they're the same kind of crayons from the same Crayola coloring box. That's what this boils down to. And it's disgusting. I've never seen anything like it in my life. I've never seen anything, especially when you see these women consider the other side of the woman the same as them. Wait a minute, that chick is whiter than I am. You're a whole whatever woman, and you're like, oh, well, she's part of the whatever. She's whiter than I am, but you're going to go ahead and say whatever because she got a whole football team of bastard kids? Hey, man, get out of here with that. That is what's coming and what's happening right now, and I know what it is. The pushback and why it's getting to the way it is because the property owners and the whatever that got to go in after people been evicted and moved, the damage left behind and the messes, the sicknesses, the animal feces and everything else is not being done by these men. It's being done by the opposite gender. And then the people that have the money and have the whatever to help the people in need are have blind goggles on, these rose-colored glasses, and they are, we're only going to do it for the mothers. We're only going to do it for this. They have all evictions on their record, multiple police reports of nuisances, multiple drug activity, multiple overdoses in there. 2-for-1 kids knows them on a first-name basis. They don't get evicted. They don't get nothing. Guys, I know what's going on and why it's going on. I know what it is. And make no mistake, when they leave my city and the other cities, they're coming to where you are. I want to leave this dump, this infestation and everything and words I want to use, but I can't use on here. I want out of here. But I need help to do it, and I don't have anybody in my life. I can live anywhere I want to in America. I can live wherever I want to. I don't have any restrictions on me. I just spoke with my people. They're more than happy to let me do what I need to do to better my health and better my own personal so I can have a fraction of whatever. Some of them people are fully aware of my personal situation, and they understand my age, and it's not going to get any easier for me. They are like, well, hey, it does stink that you don't have whatever because you don't have to stay here. I don't want to be involved in this. I'm not this. But I have to do it, and it stinks. And I'm just telling you guys, I know what it is with all this housing stuff. I see all of these things. And why am I aware of all this? Because I've been having to survive this since 2007. Fully aware of what this is. That's what I'm trying to say, like the other paintings I'm trying to portray and highlight here. Like, I'm fully aware of what this is, and I see what's going on. I fully see it. The other thing I know that's going to probably start going on is you're going to start seeing these churches and the food things start being real picky about what they do. And you're going to also see a division. You're going to have organizations and pantries that are going to be against the men. And then you're going to have ones that are starting to change their tone of voice towards the mothers because it's a scam, and they know it's a scam. They know it is. They know it is. Case in point, I was at that Salvation Army, and that nice lady, man, whoever, God bless her, whoever her name is, lady, I'm not sipping for you, but you were A1 with me. And like, that lady made me take food home. She made me take food home, and I was transparent with her about whatever's in my home and what I got means to do, and I'm not taking from whatever because I got what I got. That lady was adamant. And then I see who's out in the lobby and what they're applying for and what they're doing. The amount of food and what was given to me, them people probably wanted to kill me and cause some racism stuff on that one. They probably felt a type of way because of how I was treated by another woman. And then that same woman turned around and they didn't even get a fraction of what I got. So I know what's going on and what's coming. I see what's going on. And I guess some of it is too, where I live, a lot of it is bad. It's a mixing pot and I don't like it. I don't want to say it's sanctuary, whatever, but in my specific general whatever, it's bad. The good thing, some of the English speaking ones that are female, they are in shell shock because they have kids. They are married, they have kids. They don't know this lifestyle and this culture, and nobody speaks to them, hospitably or politely or anything. And sometimes I know how to be civil and be whatever. And what they say to me is fear. And the women and their husbands and like the other people that I've had to talk to or be around that are not Caucasian or from different countries, they're not really for the women. They're not. And I'm telling you the truth. Their emotions and their ways to help, they want it to be for the men. And that's what surprises me, guys. And it's probably not going to last because I know the poison and the whatever of our culture and the femininity disease is going to overtake it. But it's insane. It's insane that I have to be surrounded by this. And when I have to do certain things, you see and hear, they know what it is. And so and make no mistake about it, guys. You need to be aware of what the real poison in this is. You have to be fully aware of what they're doing here, okay? I don't want to say it's a coloring thing, but it is a coloring thing, okay? It's indiscreetly being made a coloring thing on purpose. I'm going to break this down for you. You got about arts and crafts or people that draw and have artistic abilities. I know what the base like colors and stuff are, and I know how to kind of use colors and how to make different colors with other colors. What's the base thing when it comes to painting or colors and stuff like that? What's the base color that they use to dilute or separate or to lighten whatever? The white. White is the base, right? White is where you can go and make gray. White is how you make what is it? Like yellow almost. Like you mix whatever with the white and you get a different shade. They're indiscreetly and subliminally making everything that because they have taken my culture and my genes and my women and they've used them as that little splurge of white paint on the board to start making other things. And that's the bad part about it, man, is these people that are in control and the people that have been doing this since the 50s, they knew exactly how to paint the portrait they wanted. They got all their brushes, they got their paints, they got the paint thinners, they got their canvas, and they knew what to do. They knew how to start the background, they knew how to start the mountains, the trees, how to lay the meadow. They knew how to start with the old barn that's been there for, 4 or 5 winters and has a little, season to it. They knew what to do. And then when it came to adding in the finer details and the forefront scenery, they knew what to do. And that's the predicament we're in now. It's not some whatever that certain people want to make it be. That is blatant racism, and that's disgusting. This is all subliminal, and they have used the Caucasian woman as their vessel. They've turned the Caucasian woman as the vessel for all of this poison and this disgustingness. And you women are too moronic, idiotic, and ignorant to understand what they're doing to you and what they have been doing. You've been used. You've been used deliberately. Now the way it is, the world and my country and all the other places despise you and don't have nothing for you. Don't respect you, don't anything, and you're too stuck on your own whatever, and you followed all the programs that you're dumb and you don't see it. You stupid women have taken the ability for men to fake it to make it. Gentlemen, I remember back in the day, men were still whatever. They still had urges and desires and might have wanted to get married, but said individual might have had a kid. At least that kid freaking looked somewhat like you, and you could fake it to make it, man. Today, we can't even fake it to make it. I know what this is. I've seen this. I'm telling you, I've seen this from my senior year of high school, and I saw this deliberately after 9 with, the Uno and then the other Uno. I saw all of this. And a certain family TV show came out in the 2000s that revolved around the O.J. Simpson stuff. If you guys know where I'm going with this, I hate them family. I hate them women. They're the whole starting point of all this division and the racism of the Caucasian woman. You guys know who I'm talking about, man. I know this platform does not like me calling them out and doing it because I've been saying stuff on people's channels for years. And YouTube worships and drinks their bathwater. You disgusting, vile, walking, racist petri dishes. Disgusting. You're solely responsible for the degradation and the bastardization of my culture, my skin, my children, my entertainment, my music, my sports, my books, my clothes. You are the sole responsible destructors of all of this. You have destroyed children. You have destroyed every single aspect of anything. You've destroyed intercourse. You have destroyed relationships. You have turned everything innocent and made it corrupt. You have taken away any sense of whatever from females and made it masculine, racist, disgusting, narcissistic, materialistic, 6666666 with the color stuff thrown in on it. You guys need to be aware of what's going on and why it's really going on and where it's coming from and why it is. That's the truth, man. That's reviving some real news, fellas. I'm telling you what it is. That's reviving some real news, man. I don't care. That's disgusting. I knew it back then. I could tell you exactly the night, what I was doing, and everything. This is way back when they were still doing the government program to where they were making it mandatory that everybody got a converter box. You guys remember when they were changing our TVs, everything. And it was a free government program, all these things. There still was an electronics store back then called Rex, R-E-X. And they was open where I lived and everything. And I was looking for some speakers. They had this beautiful Samsung. It was flat screen, but it still was like a CRT. Still big tube, like box, all this. But it said the HD TV and all these fancy things. But they had a cash on hand, tremendous discount. Like if you had cash, you were paying like 60% off the sticker price. Well, long story short, I bought this beast. Took it home to play with my PlayStation and my DVD, all this stuff, right? But I never knew what HD was or none of these things. And I had cable and I still had antenna and and I had Roadrunner back. I'm outing myself how old I am. But Roadrunner broadband. And my favorite show at the time was 24 with Jack Bauer. And 24 wasn't staying on my TV too well. I was mad. So I start messing with the wires and the antenna. And I'm jiggling the antenna thing. And I must have did it right because my TV warped. And when my TV came back on, that's the first time I ever experienced HD TV at all. First time I ever heard the audio, saw the picture, saw the actual logo on the bottom of my corner where it said channel whatever, HD, blah, blah, blah. And then I start flipping, get the remote and I start going to see the different quality like Sports Center. I wanted to see all these things. I wanted to see like the outdoor, the fishing channel, all this. Well, the disgusting part about this is I got to go through all these stupid woke female nonsense, Lifetime, whatever else it is. Then we get to the E channel. And when I heard and saw what was going on, I instantly go to the remote, find the thing for the channel menu, how to add or delete channels or how to block channels. I'm on a mission. I remember the next day calling Time Warner to see if they could take them things off my package. I knew back then in the whatever 2000s, and I remember calling it out. I had a relationship, we were living together, and I am going to tell you, she had a daughter. And in my house, I didn't care that the mother was older than me. I didn't care about that kid. It was my house, my bills, my name, my money, everything. My rule. Ain't none of that you know what in my house. Ain't no girl in my house gonna act like she's you know what. There ain't gonna be this cultural appropriation. You're not gonna dress like this. You're not gonna talk like this. You're not gonna put no paint on your face like this. You're not gonna be sitting there dogging no white man. You're not gonna be doing none of this. I knew this way back then. Man, I'm telling you guys I'm telling you what it is. I am telling you. That's why these Caucasian ladies act the way they do, talk the way they do, and look down on you the way they do, and why they use us. This is why they do what they do. There's a million reasons why you shouldn't mess with no women, but this right here is the main reason. They're racist towards you. You're nothing more than a garbage stepping stone. You're a DNA inserter to the means for 20 years of free life. Other than that, they don't want you. They don't want you. They want the you know what color people. They want the you know what, and they want everything that comes with that lifestyle. There is no Caucasian woman today that wants to be a Caucasian woman. There's no Caucasian 20-year-old that wants to be a Caucasian. They all strive to be something they're not. They want to talk like something they're not, dress like something they're not, name their kids made up stupid names. Who names their kids Jehihu and Nehemiah? Who names kids Jehihu and Nehemiah? You are a Caucasian woman and you naming Caucasian kids Jehihu and Nehemiah? Hey, you guys ain't alone, man. I know I feel the same things I feel the same way you guys do. And I'm telling you what this is. And I know it because I live where I live and everything else. And then when I leave here and I go to other places and I can see it's trickling to your places. I can see the change in the women. I can see the change in the dressing, how they drive their cars, the music they listen to, the bull crap they put on their bodies. You see it start to trickle. But yet everybody wants to know where it comes from and when this started and what's behind it and what's going on here. That's exactly what it is, man. And let's go even further. You can go right back to MTV and BET and F you, Madonna. F Madonna. Now, Dad, I love you I will never forget. I take back all the animosity, all my outbursts and temper tantrums about you with the remote control. And the TV channels we could and couldn't have access. Dad, I take it all back. You and Mom were 400,000% correct. From my heart and soul, I thank you. I thank you for you guys standing your grounds and your discipline and not allowing your son and your daughter to be a part of this disgusting debauchery. I thank you sitting here at 39 years old, Mom and Dad. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that discipline and all those strict rules with the music and the TV shows you instilled upon us. I thank you for that. I thank you for my curfew. I thank you for all of that because it did not get me as bad as it could have got me. And I hope it didn't get my sister. I really do because, oh my Lord, fellas, I know what this is. I see it. And I'm going to tell you another thing these women are doing. These women are getting in these programs and these shelters and they're turning around and they're blaming Caucasian men, saying men have domestically done things to them. But when you look at the picture, when they move into your apartment building or they move across the street from you, and you hear their stories, you hear them talking to their friends because women are loud and want everyone to know and hear them all the freaking time. They got to be the attention spotlight anywhere and everywhere. But what's the common denominator? A white man did this, a white blah, 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 blah. But hey, what's the kids? There's not one Caucasian kid. None of the people that come around them are Caucasian. But yet, according to their housing stuff, their rent, and the programs they come from, they're all victims of Caucasian men doing all these terrible, horrible, evil, despicable things. But yet, all the people that pump and dump you and all the little bastards that run around are whatever. I'm telling you what this is, guys. These are why you should not mess with females today. Unless it's somebody you've known, grown up with, or whatever. I'm telling you why you don't do it. You can't take anything they tell you at face value. You can't take somebody who moved in next door to you and is a woman and why she had to, or whatever it is, you can't take it at face value. You can't, guys, because you can't. You just can't. I don't know how else to say it to you. And a lot of them don't even realize that they're racist. They don't realize it because they're so brainwashed and been so predictively programmed that they don't see it. They just they really believe they are that color. These women really believe they're that color. You know where I hear the N-word more from? From Caucasian women. I hear that more from Caucasian women than I hear from music, TV, movies, video games, whatever. No, I don't have video games, but you get my point. I know what I'm saying, guys. It's disgustingly gross. I've seen all of this because I've never been allowed to be anything or part of anything or have nothing. I've had to sit on the sidelines and listen and observe, and I've watched it. I've watched women be with white guys and use white dudes, and you were literally on the outside looking in. You think everything is whatever. But those one or two, nights or mornings in the week or the middle of the week, guess where she is or what's going on. And then let's figure out, 10 months, 14 months later, and guess what's going on? Well, she having a baby, and that baby ain't yours, pal. That baby don't even look like you. You get where I'm going with this, fellas. Like, I see this. And, man, guys, phew. I don't like being told that I have white privilege. I don't know about you fellas, but I don't like it because that's BS. There's only I call it wannabe privilege. Do you guys get what I'm saying without using the words or the slander? Yeah, dude, that's what I call it. I call it wannabe privilege. All they do is go, yeah. Wannabe privilege. Breeders of thuggerone, chadrone. Wannabe privilege. That's the only privilege I'm aware of. That's the only privilege I'm aware of at all in any of this is that privilege right there, man. I don't know. All these things I've seen and observed since all what I've had to go through. I've seen it all. That's why I stay to myself, man. That's why I don't care. I don't care, and I stay to myself. And they have this stupid saying, misery loves company. Well, everybody goes around, always wanting to open their mouth and tell their stories and their problems and this and that. And when guys have whatever going on in their life with women, they want other dudes to be around it. I don't like bullshit. I got my own bad life. I don't need to have whatever in my life because you having problems with women. I could care less. So I have to be by myself. I don't want to be around a weak dude who's going to cry and whine to me about problems with a woman because I don't have that in my life, and I haven't had it in my life since I can remember. I can't do it. I don't want to hear about somebody else's issue with a woman. I'd rather hear about the whatever about your food or this and that because I can relate to it and I can probably help you. I'd probably go help you that moment. I'd rather hear about other things like that than I don't care about the women stuff. So I can't. Because those guys are weak to me. They're weak, and that's all their thoughts and everything is around is remedying that situation. Or the other opposite end of that spectrum is they're always angry and pissed off because the person in their life uses everything. They don't got no food. They don't have this. Their data usage is past the limit, so now their speed's been throttled. Like all these things. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it because remember when I come to you and I haven't ate for 4 days? I can't even find ramen, and you're eating fried chicken, mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, green bean casserole, and everything else. You didn't ask me if I was hungry, or you didn't ask me if I want some leftovers or nothing. But then you're gonna come to me and expect me to care. Well, so and so does this and this and this and this. See, this is what I mean. Like I can't. Man, everything that I've experienced and been through, it's impossible. It's almost impossible for me. I don't know how I could be social. I don't know how I could do it. I don't know how to do it because I know all the fakery, the lies, the conniving. There's no honesty or transparency, man. Men is what really surprises me. where men might have a better logical reasoning and thought process, but men will still know your predicament or your situation or everything in between, and then come to you with bullcrap that they know you don't care about or you don't have in your life. Like you're going to be able to fix it or help it, or you have a dog in that fight. I hate that. That's why I don't like my neighbors talking to me or bothering me. I don't care about hearing about your dumb Netflix don't work. I've never had these things. I don't care that your wife made you do whatever on the couch or you had to do, she slept in, I don't care. I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to hear about, oh, well, we've only got this much to make it till this. Well, I went 4 days without eating. Didn't even have a ramen noodle to eat. But I'm supposed to feel bad because this girl ate all your food and now blah. See, this is what I mean. Like, I can't do it. I can't do it because it's not that I don't care. It's just that I know what it is. You're enabling people to do things to you when all you have to do is accept being comfortable in your own skin and accept being comfortable sleeping in a bed by yourself and waking up to the beautiful sun and the peace and quiet of that morning and then that cool brisk air. No, that's too much to ask for, that peace and quiet, that serenity, that morning cup of coffee, that ability to think clearly and critically. No, that's too much. They want you to all be stuck in the misery and everything that they are, and I don't want that. I don't want that, man. I'd just rather have a couple men that think like I do, know how to enjoy each other, talk to each other, but at the same token, can shut the fuck up when you need to shut the fuck up. It don't bring stupid misery things to the guys around us because we don't want to hear it. I don't understand it, man. I don't understand it. I hate going to the stores. I hate going to any stuff like this. You take your pick. One day I don't want to hear the dumb women. The other times I don't want to hear the men crying about their stupid crap. Now, gee, guess what, man? There's more to life than just that. There's more to life than this, and there's more to everything else. I hate it. Guys, I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, everybody's different. Everybody's opinions and thoughts are different on certain things, but just, I don't know, man. You gotta figure things out for yourself, but hopefully some of this illustrates or kind of paints a little bit of a different way of looking and seeing and maybe understanding of why things are acting and going on the way they are, what they really truly are. I don't know. Don't ever change your principles, your beliefs, your faith, your values, your morals, your standards, your principles, your ethics, your intuition. Trust your intuition, man. You have to learn to trust that. And gentlemen, I'm going to say this. You might not believe in evil or good or spirits or whatever, but all those things believe in you. All of them do. You want to know why something's been lingering around and it's bad or you can't shake it or this feeling or that whatever? That's the evil. That evil's repeatedly trying to break down whatever to get you to crack that bottle and keep drinking. Or to get you to open your mouth and say whatever to the wrong person. Or to get you to keep staying in bed instead of getting up. Or to get you to lash out at this person when you don't have no reason to. I'm just here to tell you, man, in my experience dealing with all of this, that stuff is real. Like, evil is real. And you can go around and tell yourself whatever. You may not believe in it. It 120% believes in you. And that's the God's honest truth. That's another thing too, fellas. You learn that a lot of good things come when you can start to navigate your own life and you can live below or within your means. You really, truly do start to see things. It's a lot more peaceful. When you can learn to accept it and go with it, and you accept the peace and the quiet, oh my Lord. I don't know. Everybody's different, guys. Take care of yourselves, fellas. Stay away from women. And understand why women are doing what they're doing and what it is. If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything, gentlemen. This has been Reviving Real News.